This is Bryson Fowler, Boss Talks on the Rooftop, and we're live here at LG Cigar Lounge, Boss Talks and Bourbons. So I have the greatest honor of introducing one of my childhood friends, Mr. Jon Higginbotham. How you doing, sir?
How we doing, buddy?
What's going,
Oh,
Higgy?
man, we chilling now.
So, my guy, like just a little bit about you, your medical coding, your entrepreneur in several different ways, and then you have your wife, who is also a boss in her own right. So,
That's right.
take us through that journey, and then you also went to the University of Baylor.
Yeah. So Sick 'em Bears.
Sick 'em.
Yeah, you know what's so wild is I guess what I've learned along the journey, more importantly, is it doesn't matter where you start, it's about all where you end, right? So we started, like I started from nothing. I went to Baylor. I had every grant and scholarship. In fact, I never told you this, but when I went to Baylor, I was homeless for a hot minute.
Oh,
So I had to start working for the athletic department. So I was the baseball manager, the equipment manager. So I was washing jerseys, doing all this grinding, like hardest work I've ever done in my life.
Right.
Harder, like imagine scrubbing at 2 a.m. white baseball pants for a 35, member team. Like
Yeah.
it was real hard work. But what it taught me is like there is sunshine outside of the rain,
Right.
And so it made me realize like there's got to be a place where I can fit in and make my niche. So I left. So I graduated from Baylor. I became a nurse, which is wild.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be a pediatrician, but went to nursing. Worked at Children's Dallas for 7 years, and then started doing travel nursing. I know you probably talked to travel nurses in the past. You just go out to California or wherever and just kind of hustle and grind. So I did that for a hot minute, a couple years, and then got into the software world. And then software world took me to where I am now, which is running my own business. Just took a bet on myself. And I think that's what it's all about. Like,
Right. So that's a hell of a pivot to go from nursing to the tech world.
what it's a jump, but it's not that big of a jump because you got to think every nurse and doctor has to use a medical record system, right? They're all charting, they're all doing that stuff. So when I went to the tech world, it was like the electronical medical record tech. So I started working for them. I implemented customers. It's based out of Dallas. It's called Home Care Home Base. Shout out Home Care Home Base. And then, I saw like a gap.
Right.
And so once I found the gap, then I took a bet on myself and filled the gap. And that's where I'm at now.
So what does that look like for you? Like when you say you saw a need to fill a space, what space did you fill in to close the gap?
Yeah. So with healthcare in general, there is a real need because Medicare, like over the last, we'll call it 10, 15 years. So like when Obama got in office, through Trump, through Biden, through Trump again, there have been Medicare cuts that have happened throughout the whole time, right? So you have home health and hospice providers that cannot, like, they're trying to operate, but as Medicare keeps cutting their rates and keep their reimbursements getting cut, they have to figure out a way to operate more efficiently.
Right.
So what I found out is the niche that I got into was you have to, these organizations need coding, they need revenue cycles, so that you got to bill for them, you need to code for them. And so, this is so random, but, and it sounds crazy, but I got a LinkedIn request from some random guy. I accepted it and he said, "Hey, I got a proposal for you." And normally I ignore all these, right? But there was a big acquisition that happened in our industry. And so I said, okay, I'll hear it out. And he said, let me I'll give you a percentage of revenue if you, start helping us grow our business. I said, done. So I started helping him grow the business, moonlighting, which is you shouldn't do. Shout out, you should not do moonlighting ever. You will get fired. Forced resignation, sort of. We'll call it a resignation, but don't moonlight. But I started doing it and saw that there was so much growth potential, and then just said, I'm done. And so now I run my own coding and revenue cycle, operation. Most of my resources are based out of India because that's where they know what they're doing and they can do it cheaper than we can do it here. And it was a natural fit. So that's what I'm doing. It's crazy. But I'll tell you the wildest thing too is like, what people don't realize, what I've learned about India in general. India has 1.7 billion people, right? But they only have 700 million jobs. There's a billion people that don't work in India that want to work, right? So there are skilled people, there are tech engineers, there are product people that can build software, there are people that can manufacture, but there's just not enough jobs for them to get. And when Amazon pulls out, when all these, like whatever Trump's doing with trying to get everything back in America, that's fine. But like it also impacts the rest of the world because India is affected substantially when our companies in America pull out of India. And so my philosophy is I just want to take care of families. I don't care where the family is. It could be in Dallas, it could be in India, it could be in China. I just want people to be able to have a life and be able to sustain that life. So, but it's wild because, like I talked to you earlier, like you're doing cutting and torching and stuff. Man, like
you can pick up our Kingpin Luxury cutters and torches here at LG Cigar Lounge, or go to kingpinluxury.com. But continue.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like there are so many ways that I could get anything done, anything that anyone needs. You need a website built. I built my website for my company in 7 hours because I just said, here's what I need. They created the logo. They gave me 20,000 logos to look through. I chose the logo. Website was built the next, like literally I went to sleep because they're 12 hours difference. I went to sleep, website's up. But it's not just like a website. It's like a functional website. You can click on stuff. You can request a demo. You can do all the stuff. So I think it's like opportunistic. I met the right people at the right time. And
well, tell us about that, like vetting that process with working with like foreign companies that, you have to do Zoom meetings, I'm assuming, and like, how do you have that face-to-face and you like, hey, we're going to partner with you guys versus anybody else?
Here's how I did it. So when they told me that they can do coding for home health and hospice, I said, okay, I'm going to do two things. First of all, I'm going to go and vet all of your competitors. So I literally, and I can show you the LinkedIn email or messages. I can show you the emails that said, hey, I need pricing and I need quality metrics and I need efficiency, how fast you can get it done. I send it to every one of their competitors. So there's about 6 other competitors in India for coding and billing, and more for billing, but for coding specifically, there's about 6 other vendors. Vetted all of them. Got the pricing back, and I went to my partner and I said, can we beat this? And he was like, absolutely, because there's 2 different ways that you can do pricing models, right? You can do an FTE model where it's just like an hourly rate, or you can do, a price per chart or whatever. And so they were easily able to beat it, not even a question. And we could do it faster and we could do it better. Like we have quality metrics and all that stuff. So I said, okay, done. Here's my partner. Let's go. So how do I manage the relationship? They have come to Texas 3 times since we've been partners, and we've only been partners for 1.5 years.
Oh, wow.
So they came to Texas 3 times. So that's
damn near once a quarter.
Well, first of all, it's about a 27-hour trip.
Yeah.
And it cost about $8,000, and that's not flying first class. That's flying like just a basic economy. So they came 3 times. I FaceTime, either FaceTime audio or FaceTime video every single day.
Mhm.
And it's all about communication. It doesn't matter, like, realistically, it doesn't matter where you get resources from. Like, it really doesn't matter. It's all about constant and clear communication. And what I've learned about business in general is, like, if you can make anything work if you have clear and constant communication. In fact, I'll give you an example of this week. I have a customer that I was afraid was going to leave. And I was afraid they were going to leave because they haven't been communicating with me.
Right.
And so, but I keep texting, I keep emailing, I keep doing all that. When you're not responding, I know something's wrong.
Right.
Right. It's just like a friend.
Mhm.
If my friend's not responding to me, some's gone dark.
Sums up.
Right.
You're going through some or
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
You're
Exactly.
trying to figure out something.
You're trying to do something. So for me, it doesn't matter where they're located. It has everything to do with, are they communicating with you efficiently and properly? Then you can figure everything out from there. And it's not a language barrier. Everyone in India speaks English. Everyone, most of the people in China speak English as well. But like in India, English is, their third or fourth language, but they all speak it efficiently. So, yeah, it's
But
been good.
I was just about to ask you, like, how'd you get over the language barrier? Like, do you speak? I don't even know what Indian.
Yeah, I mean,
what
they
speak,
have,
what language they speak.
well,
in India.
dude, they have tribal languages, right? They have, so that's their first language they speak. Almost all of them speak Hindi. And then, everyone speaks English. And then there's one more language that the majority of it depends on the region that they speak. The accent is hard to get used to, but like, dude, it's really not.
Gotta take your time with it.
It sounds a lot like Cockney British. So like I call it the hood of Britain, right? So like Adele, like she's Cockney. She has like it's not pretty like
Right.
British, right?
It's rough.
like it's rough,
It's
right?
real rough.
So that's what realistically, like that's what I feel like most Indian, like if you listen to them talk. So there hasn't been honestly, there hasn't been a language barrier. We've been actually okay. And because we communicate with our customers, the majority in email, they type better emails than me. I don't know if they're using ChatGPT, but they are capitalizing, using great punctuation. I don't do that. I'm just trying to get a point across real quickly.
Get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, because more so, what made you transition from the nursing to what you're doing as far as the business, right? Because like, yeah, you can, because like you're looking to help people. That's why you became a nurse, and then you wanted to be a pediatrician.
Yeah.
And it's like there's like so many different pivots that you had along the way.
It's very simple. It really is very simple. 2 reasons. Number one, I know that I can help people. Done, right? And like I believe in Jesus, and I believe you need to serve other people.
Right.
So I feel like my mission can be to serve a lot of people across the globe. I don't need to just like limit it to Dallas or limit it to the U.S. Like I can serve a lot of people around the globe. And again, my mission is my business partners. Like in our church that we go to, it's like, who's your one more? My one more is my business partner. This guy's like Hindu.
Right.
Like that's my one more, right? But you know how I can, like for me, it's a mission. I can impact him by being kind, being truthful, like showing him like what like you expect like a person who believes in Jesus to do. So like for me, it's a mission, number one. So that I will preface that. Number two, it's also about I want to create generational wealth for my family. And I couldn't do that as a nurse making $60,000, $70,000 a year, right? That's not generational wealth. That's a good life. Maybe
Good
not
living.
as much, maybe not as much now as it was,
Right.
15 years, 10 years ago. But like, it's a good life, but like, where do you ever get to stop? Like, I just felt like I was never gonna get to retire.
Right.
And so, and like my wife and I, we really struggled having children. So I needed to like, we had to pay for in vitro and do all this stuff, right? So it like, where's this extra money gonna magically appear from? Like I had to just go and hustle and grind to grow our family. And so that's what I did. And so, but the real point is generational wealth. And everyone that I've heard across the board, how do you build generational wealth? Create your own business.
Yes.
Find your gap in your industry, build your own business.
Yes.
And so like that's what I had to do. I felt like I didn't have a choice, like I did, but like at the same time,
you could have stayed where you were at. But the thing of it is like from what I know about you, is like you're always looking to better yourself, and then better the situation for those around you.
Yeah.
So you thinking not only inwardly but also globally, it speaks volumes to who you are, truly. So that's what I really wanted to hear. Is like what
why?
made you, the why. What made you do the?
Yeah, I mean the why is like, I always felt like there was a bigger plan for my life, and I settled into nursing, right? I settled into it because I grew up with nothing, and like nothing, like evicted from houses, no electricity, no water, like really poorest of poor, but also not poor enough to get assistance from the government, right? Just on that, like that gap, right? And so my philosophy was like, man, if I can make, and why I switched from doing medicine to nursing is I was like, man, if I can make 60 G's a year, like I can live a comfortable life for the rest of my life. Yeah. But then I realized like, but is this the life that I want and that my wife wants? And the answer is no. I want to be like, not just like, to me, that feels so complacent, like, and I'm just not like a complacent guy. I'm like a hustle and grind guy. So for me, I just felt like I had to do more. And honestly, credit to my wife, credit to her, because without her, I would have been complacent because there wouldn't have been another reason. And she was really my reason to like not be so complacent. So credit to her, but now like it's, money's not everything, but it's a lot better when you have a little bit.
Yeah, right.
You don't,
like,
but
I'm a lot nicer and generous person, but I have some money, extra money. Yeah,
but it's fine. Yeah.
So I like watching. You remember the movie The Boiler Room with Ben Affleck in it? Where they're selling like stocks and
oh
it was before The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he goes, whoever says money doesn't bring you happiness doesn't fucking have it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, that's messed up, but okay.
And I think the problem is like when you can like, we have this like concept in our mind, and I think it's just been like this blasphemed biblical nonsense of money is the root of all evil, but like that's not really the case. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil, right? So the concept is like, you can have money, like and I bring it back to the Bible because like Barnabas, who was Paul's ride or die in all of the New Testament, right? Right. In all of Acts, right? He was his ride or die. Barnabas was loaded, dude. Yeah. This guy. And that's the only reason Paul was able to go and proselytize to everyone that he was able to spread the gospel to.
Because he had somebody to back him.
He had somebody to back him. Mm-hmm. So like my concept is like, being rich is not a bad thing. It's like, what do you do with that money? What do you do with? Do you bless other people, right? Or do you just selfishly like hold that money in? Like we have so much power with the power of the dollar. Like, don't hold it in. Like share it. Like, and I'm not saying share it with your family, we've seen a lot of stories. Who's Tyrone Smith?
Yeah.
You heard the story about Tyrone Smith?
Tell me about
So Tyrone Smith, he was a left tackle at Dallas Cowboys forever.
Tyron Smith.
Tyrone Smith. Yeah. Did I call him Tyrone?
You call him Tyrone.
Jesus.
Call him
That's
Tyrone.
That's not me. That's not me. I thought he had an E at the end of it, but
No, Tyron.
Yeah. So Tyrone Smith. So he actually lived in Irving for a hot minute. I saw him at Chick-fil-A drive-through a couple of times in Irving, but he was so he was so focusing on his family and taking care of his family. His whole rookie contract, and he was a first-round draft pick, so he made, I think, something like $40-70 million on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
All gone. All gone. All gone.
Yeah.
Because he was so focused on his and if you've seen the AI documentary, have you seen the AI documentary?
Yeah.
Same thing. He was so focused on his people, but who are you really blessing in that scenario? Money doesn't. If all people want from you is money, that's not what you need. So
but you got to be a wise steward with your
you have to be a wise steward, right?
So God tells you to be a giver, a cheerful giver.
Fact.
But He also tells you to be a wise steward within your giving, right? So it says your talents, your time, your treasures. You have to be a wise steward within your giving. Yes, I can give to you, but is this going to benefit more than just you? Is this going to matriculate into some other space?
Yeah.
That is going to help the
How
group?
hard for that is you? So you have a lot of businesses. How hard is that for you? Do you get pulled?
In my early stages of when I first got on, I was able to, do everything I wanted to do that I never I've done before. But now in this stage, I'm I'm more of a master of my dollar. I have to tell my dollars what they're gonna do. So our giving, I manage our giving out okay, well, I only care about Christmases and birthdays.
Yeah.
Family wise, right? And then globally, I care about Christmas. So we do a toy drive every year for the kids. And we partner with a lot of people that have toy drives because that's my heart. It's for kids to have a great Christmas. So within my giving, that's the time that I do the giving, and it's also directed at a particular target instead of me just here. Because you'll have everybody asking for 100 here, 100 there, but that 10 people that you gave $100 is $1,000. How much more impactful can you be when you take that $1,000 and give to a bigger purpose?
1,000%.
You know what I mean?
It reminds me. So on the way here, I'm a big Boyz II Men fan. I don't know if you know this. And Boyz II Men Christmas interpretations, I'll fight anybody who says differently. It's the best Christmas album that's ever existed.
It's crazy. I like George Michael's Wham. The group Wham when he says I'm giving my heart to someone special. I love that Christmas song.
No, that is a good one.
It's hilarious.
But there's a song on it's called White Christmas. It's on Christmas Interpretations Boyz II Men album. And it what you said is so true. It's man, we have families out here that they're scared because their kids aren't getting presents and stuff, and their kids are gonna ask why.
Yeah.
And so for me, same thing. We do 10 Christmas angels a year. Because for me, I'll tell you a wild story. This is how I was poor growing up. My mom, and this is in fact how I found out that, are there any kids here?
No, this is a kid-free zone.
Good, okay. This is how I found out Santa wasn't real. So we got Santa for a Sega Genesis for when we were 7, 8, and I was single mom, whatever. So we go to Walmart. There was a Walmart in Irving right off of 183, and we go there to pick up. I didn't know because my mom hid it from us, but she put a Sega Genesis on layaway.
Mm.
Well, we get to the layaway, she's going to pick it up. We had no idea anything. It was supposed to be wrapped and all that stuff. Well, my mom missed the payment, the layaway payment, by a day.
Oh, wow.
So my mom is like crying and melting down, right? Because now, like, she thinks our Christmas is over and all this stuff, and now we also know Santa's not real, right?
Right.
But it was it was super traumatic for her, because it's like, man, like, this is something that's so simple, and when you have people that are good stewards of their money and can help other people, man, it just makes such a, like, if I had people that in my life that we could have relied on, like, it would have made life so much easier.
Right.
So for me, why I say that is, it's not about how much money you have. It's about what you do with your money. It's about being a good steward. So that's why, for me, I want to create generational wealth, not so that I have bratty kids or that I have like pretentious kids, because that can be a result of that, but so that, like, my kids don't have to go through what I had to go through, right? And they always say, like, every family is 3 generations from poverty, right? So every billionaire is 3 generations from poverty. So the question is like, do you want your kids, like our pastor always says, your kid's ceiling or your kid's floor is your ceiling.
Right.
So where do you want your kid's floor to start? And so for me, that's like I want them to start as a millionaire, like at a minimum.
Right.
Like, hopefully it'll be on the end of it by the end of the time. But yeah, so that's why for me, it's really important to like keep pushing and going and going and going and going. And maybe one day there'll be a day that I can have like a Sabbath, like, but for me, it's just you got to hustle and grind until there's no stop.
For you and your business, what's your next step?
Yeah, I mean, next step, honestly, is private equity game. I'm selling it right now. I'm in the middle of selling it. So,
that's deep. I like that.
Yeah. So,
you're gonna have some big money.
Yeah, well, I'm trying.
Let me hold $1.
So, like, here's the deal with, like, especially in healthcare with how private equity works is private equity tries to acquire a lot of debt and then sell and then make multiples so high that they can pay off the debt and then have a lot of profit. So, like, for example, if I have the ability to sell my company for, like, I do about $2 million in revenue now, which is wild. I'm a 1.5 year old company, so that's real quick.
You're doing some moving.
I'm doing some moving.
We
right.
experienced that with the roofing business.
Yeah. It's so fast, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Even the roofing business, roofing, plumbing, electrician companies are kind of in the same like mindset. Like, there's a lot of private equity groups that are investing in those businesses, right? But here's the concept. So, like, typically you get 3 to 5 times your profit margin.
Right.
They call it EBITDA, but it's really just your profits. So you get 3 to 5. That's your valuation of your company.
Right.
There's a lot more involved, but that's typically what it is. So what private equity companies do is they'll say, okay, if I can get you for, 3x, and then I can slim you down or I can make you more efficient, then when I roll you up into the bigger system, I'm going to be able to sell for 10x, because as the bigger that you get, the more like multiples that you get. So like a small company, 3 to 4 to 5 times your profit margin, but a large company, 100 million, 200 million in revenue, you're talking about 10 to 15 times your multiples, right?
Right.
So if I buy you for cheap enough, then I can sell you where the debt doesn't really matter, right? And so what will happen is these companies will borrow money at 3x, 4x of their EBITDA. So they'll say like, okay, your valuation is going to be, $1 million, but like I'm able to borrow up to $3 million. I'm going to borrow $1 million, But then when I turn it around and sell you, like your individual sliver of it is going to be worth 10 million because I made you more efficient. And then I've also got extra multiples on the sell. So like that for me makes a lot of sense because now I can take this small company, which my company is pretty small.
Right.
I can go in and sell it. I'll sell it for $1 million, right? Which is wild, right? I'll sell it for $1 million, but then I'll get equity in the new company. So when they turn around and sell it for, the whole package for $200 million, guess what? I'll make more money on the second sale than I even will on the first sale, exponentially more, probably 10x more. So for me, it's a no-brainer. And in my industry, because any human service right now, outside of like hard labor, so like roofing and construction, that's not being fixed by AI, but in things that take just like thought process, all of it's going to be done by AI. So my philosophy is like, I got to get out now before AI, takes over and does what they're going to do.
Yeah, it slims the margin down for it.
It's not even going to slim the margin. There's going to be no margins because there will be an AI coding company, which there already are now, that is going to be so much cheaper, so much faster, and so much better than a human could ever provide. So like, you gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
So like that's like I'm for sale right now, and I'm like, we're doing due diligence. I'm under an LOI. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, brother, I appreciate all the knowledge you just gave us because that's a lot to know on. For a lot of business owners that don't know that they should be in a certain position to be ready to sell their business, right? Especially because like usually you get into business, you want to pass it on to your kids, but then sometimes your kids don't want the business.
Yeah.
And so now you just have this business that dissolves itself. And there's no generational wealth in that aspect, right? And you're already taking those steps to sell your business to where your kids don't have to work the business, but they'll still have generational wealth going forward because of the work that you've already did and the sales that you've already made.
Dude,
how do we connect with you? How do we find you?
Say it again.
How do we connect with you? How do we find you? But finish your thought.
Well, here's my thought is generational wealth is a very weird concept, right? Because it could just be a business that you transfer over to your kids, so where they're getting income nonstop. But it could also be that you set up a trust and you have $10 million in that trust, and they're making 10% based on the S&P because you just invested all, right? So they're making $1 million a year, just every year. So it doesn't have to be like generational wealth. To me is not like it doesn't have to be like so single focused. I think we have this like focus of what that looks like, of like, I'm going to get you a house and make sure you have cars and pay for your college and do all this stuff. But like, hold on. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. There are other ways to like figure out what generational wealth looks like for everyone else. So for me, I want to put a nest egg, and that nest egg, they can't touch it until they're 35, until they know what they're doing with their lives.
Right.
Like it took me a hot minute, to figure out what I was doing with my life.
I think there's a lot of us.
Yeah, well, it is a lot of us, right?
Of us.
I think we don't really find our niche until we're like get into our like late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And so like once they hit that niche, okay, you can take the money and figure out what you want to do with it. But like, no, I'm just going to make sure that you have money, access to money. If you want to invest that $1 million that you're getting every year, invest it. Do what you want to with it, but don't touch the big daddy.
Right.
Don't touch the big daddy until like it's time to like really do something big. And you have maturity, right? So for me, that's kind of what generational wealth doesn't have to be like a single lane path. It could, yeah.
So how do we connect with you? How do we find you?
Yeah, I mean, you can find me on LinkedIn for sure, like Jon Higginbotham. You can text me. I'm going to put my cell phone number here. 214-300-8017 is my cell. I don't care if you text. You can text me anytime, any night. I'm trying to grow. I have a lot of ways that I do business. I'm just not single focused, kind of like you. My email is Jon, Jon, no H. Don't get it twisted. That's the right way to spell it, not
Right.
John. You know what I'm saying? It's John. John at selectrcm.com. Selectrcm.com. You can email me there. And then, like, I'm on Twitter. I'm on X. Well, I can't say Twitter anymore. X. I'm on Facebook. Big Cowboys fan. Ride or Die Cowboys fan. Ride or Die Baylor Bears
How about
fan.
the Cowboys?
But we, you can. I'm a public profile. You can find me anywhere. I don't hide.
All right. Guys, this is Boss Talks and Bourbons, Boss Talks on the Rooftop. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the channel. And you know what? It's giveaway time. Giveaway time, giveaway time, giveaway time. So, people in the back. Hey, anybody in the back, in the back, in the back, in the back. Okay. So, what we're going to do, we're going to trivia time.
We need some good trivia. You want to do
need a good
sports trivia, or what do you want to do?
We'll go with good sports trivia. Okay. We'll go with your alma mater. We'll go with the last Heisman Trophy winner from Baylor University. Last Heisman Trophy winner from Baylor University is going to get a 3-pack
Okay.
from
hold on.
Belmachi Cigars.
I haven't had one ever, so don't get it.
So, again, we're doing a gift giveaway. Trivia question is, the last Heisman Trophy winner from Baylor University. Who said that? RG3. Who said that?
There it is.
Hey, come on down. Come get you.
Hey.
Now you get a 3-pack from one of our sponsors,
Let's
Belmachi
go.
Cigars.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. So, guys, remember to like, subscribe, share the channel. Stay tuned. And we'll be back. Guys on live, stay here. We're going to be going all the way through.
Appreciate you, LG.